Hi, I'm Dan Reinecke with Unknown Media, and today I'm going to help you make things levitate in photography. Making people levitate is actually a very easy trick. You just have to composite several images onto each other. First, you are going to set up your tripod and set your frame. You're going to do this because you're going to take multiple pictures and you aren't going to want the frame to change between each image. Now once you have your frame set, snap a picture with an empty frame, as in only include objects that aren't going to be floating. This will be your background image. Next, you're going to start placing floating objects. Now you can have people holding the objects in the air or even people sitting on boxes because you're going to remove all these later in post-production. Now once you have your collection of images, we're going to need to hop into our photo editing software. So let's go there now. Now as you can see, this is our plate, this is our background image that everything else is going to be composited onto. And now as you can see, I have all of our other photos stacked up on top of that background layer. All we're going to be doing is masking and revealing. So first off, I'm going to show you a trick that's actually going to speed up this process quite a bit. We'll go ahead and make that layer visible, and we're going to add a layer mask. Now again, as you can see, the layer mask is all white. Make sure your paintbrush is selected and make sure you have black as your foreground color. Now all you're going to have to do is paint right over that donut and make it disappear just like that. Now we're going to go and we're going to make layer 2 visible. We're going to go ahead and add a layer mask and just make the bowling pin disappear just like that. Now it's better to get all of it and go over the lines rather than leave some of it behind. So make sure it's all gone. Now go ahead and select the next layer, create a layer mask, and do the same thing, just make that candle disappear just like that. And the next layer, this is going to be a bigger one, so what we're going to do is go up here and get a much bigger brush, not that big though. That'll work, and now as you can see, I'm painting right on that, and that's not actually going to work. So what we're going to want to do is select Edit, Undo Brush Tool. Make sure we add that layer mask. Now again, it's all white. We have our brush selected and our foreground color set to black. And we're going to go ahead and just make him disappear just like that. It's going to get a little confusing because the image we have behind it is him standing there, but I can make it work. Nothing has to be perfect on this step because we're going to go back and adjust things more fine-tune in just a little bit. All we want to do is make sure they're all gone. Okay, now layer 6, be right there. Add that layer mask and just make that apple disappear. Just like that. Now, as you can see, this didn't do much, but this is where the process is sped up quite a bit. It'll save you some time. Go up here to the Properties tab, select Invert. So now what that does, as you can see, our apple is still there, but everything else is gone. It literally just flips the mat from whatever was white becomes black, and whatever was black becomes white. So they literally just swap places on what is visible. Now we're going to do that for all of our layers. Simply just selecting these masks and clicking Invert, just like so. Now, as you can see, we have our image here, and it's pretty much complete. All that it needs is some fine-tuning. Go in here. Now, we're going to want to make sure that our paintbrush is still with the foreground to black, and we can take away some of those edges that's making things a little dirty down there. Let's clean it up a bit. And go ahead and scroll up here. I'll go ahead and make that brush a little bit smaller. And I'm on the candle layer.
Now go over here, get rid of the edges around that donut. Select the bowling pin layer. And we'll go ahead and get rid of the edges around that. Then we'll go over here and fine tune our apple a bit. Just like that. We'll go back here. Now there's an endless amount of fine tuning that we can do for this, but just for this demonstration, I'm just going to keep it kind of simple. Now, one thing that I always like to do when compositing several different images onto each other is to go up, select the top layer, and just add an adjustment layer on top of that, and it'll just kind of bring everything together a little bit. You can even go ahead and add a color balance, just so everything kind of has a bit of the same look to it. Now from here, we'll just go ahead and grab our marquee tool, select image, and go crop. And there you have it. Now we have all of our images together onto one, and they are all levitating around him.
And that's how you make things levitate in photography. I'm Dan Reinecke. Take your best shot.